The book is written by a man who was an artist who spent over 80 years exploring the Cuyahoga River Valley, beginning in the era of the First World War until today. He tells stories of the history of the valley and shares illustrations from his lifetime. His love for the valley is shown in his efforts to preserve the land and his sadness for what has been lost. He tells of a story of when he was our age in 1918 or 1919 in an area near what is now Blossom Music Center. He tells of hauling milk into Akron on a cart pulled by horses. He describes the sights and sounds of the trip as it began at sunrise, returning at sunset. He tells stories about Boston, halfway between Akron and Cleveland, where they officially opened the Ohio and Erie Canal in 1827. It still has a covered bridge when Joe sketched there in 1920. Today it is still a scenic area. Across the river from the town where Boston Mill Ski Resort is today, there were two Indian villages. The Indians on the west side of the river and settlers on the east side lived in peace together. He tells stories of artist colonies during his time at Brandywine Falls. When they built the interstate, much of the area was destroyed. All that remains today is the inn at Brandywine Falls. This area also had an Indian settlement on what is now Brandywine Ski Resort. They found evidence of Indian remains dating back to the glacial period. It was a sad loss of the developer did not want an archaeological dig, and there was no money to fund a study. Today, there are no remaining Indian mounds. Peninsula was another artist colony that he visited, and it still is today. Peninsula was also another Indian site, but the village grew up as a canal town located on a hairpin turn on the river. He also talked about a hill then known as the Pinnacle, now known as Dugaway Hill, at the top of which is our farm in National Park. From reading Joe's Place, we learned a lot about history of the Cuyahoga River Valley and can understand why we saved so much of the land as the National Park. We mentioned a few of the places Joe talked about, some of which we went back to see again, having learned more about them. The stories in the book make the places in the valley more interesting.